Understanding Diversity, EDU 302. After reflecting on our cultural autobiographies in Module 2, I found a few things that I wanted to study further. Personally, my race would be white, ethnicity is Polish, gender female, sexual orientation heterosexual, disability not applicable, socioeconomic status middle, geography Florida, language English, age generation 30 millennial, religion agnostic. In my free time, I like to take my dog for hikes, play video games with my son, bake, and listen to podcasts. I plan to teach elementary education after graduating ASU. Reflected on our level of importance charts, I realized that the most important part of my makeup is probably gender, next to sexual orientation, and then my age and generation. Behind my project area, I wanted to focus on transgender lower class individuals in elementary schools that I would be working with on a daily basis. My target audience for that project was school educators and staff, but I do believe that students could benefit from this research as well. I want to share information about this demographic of students so that we can provide as much support, understanding, and clarity for staff and students and other educators as well. My first resource is titled Creating Safe Schools for LGBTQ plus Youth. The type of resource it is a web page. It focuses in on health disparities, school safety, support, and policies. The main ideas behind it. This website and information was created by the CDC in order to share youth LGBTQ plus student struggles, needs, and general information, as well as ways to support them. This source is very relevant and it specifically relates to my future as an educator. This resource has helped me better understand the community, as well as to understand inevitable obstacles and challenges that they would endure. As an educator, I want my learners to feel supported, safe, and properly represented in the classroom. Resource number 2 is titled Black and LGBTQ+ at the intersection of race, sexual orientation, and identity. This type was a webinar. It focuses in on people of color and the LGBTQ+ community, health, and poverty. The main ideas are this webinar was hosted by the Advisory Committee on LGBTQ Issues and on Minority Affairs. They joined with experts to discuss health and poverty facing the Black community of LGBTQ+. This population makes up about 1.2 million adults in the community alone. Poverty is higher among these people of color already, but the LGBTQ community suffers more, especially women. This information is relevant to me as an educator and includes a great level of intersectionality to be considered. This webinar also touches on subjects of mental, physical, economic, and relationship health in great detail. I hope to use this information to not only educate myself and other teachers and staff, but to make sure I have an open and conscious mind when considering the needs of my students. Resource number 3 is titled, Like Walking Through a Hailstorm, Discrimination Against LGBT Youth in U.S. Schools. This was a web page that also included a video. It focuses on struggles for the LGBTQ+ community, specifically students and the youth population. The main ideas. This site addresses the lack of practices and policies in place for LGBTQ+ students when it comes to bullying and discrimination. There are still many states that prohibit teachers and students from discussing LGBTQ+ issues. Bullying, discrimination, and harassment remain the top struggles of these students in the school setting. Many states are still lacking bullying and anti-discrimination employment laws. As a teacher, I will be sure to make certain that my students in the LGBTQ+ community know that I am a safe space and will never tolerate any kind of bullying or harassment. This resource is important to me as an educator because I recognize that I will not necessarily be living in the same state with proper protection for these students. It is important to know my laws in my area and where my representatives stand. This information allows me to be a better ally and know where it is able to be discussed in the classroom. Big takeaways are as followed. Lower income students are already at risk for homelessness more than any other student. This is the community that has a specific set of additional struggles that should be recognized. About 40% of homeless youth are of the LGBTQ+ community, and they are 120% more at risk for experiencing some type of homelessness. This risk is increased by lack of family support, often complete rejection. Shelter shortages, poverty, and aging out of the foster care system are also risks for these youth. The LGBTQ+ youth are at a higher risk for violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, and mental and emotional health struggles. Intersectionality is very complex, and there are endless contributions I will see as an educator. When we are knowledgeable and equipped with information and resources, we are able to be better educators and supporters for all students. Here you will find the 7 resources that I used for my information on this project. Thank you.